Rundown, the Purple Quill First Edition. I'm Donovan, Hester.
And I'm Jacob Geiser.
What we're going to do is go through basically the local sports teams, Elder, of course, UC, UK, the Bengals, and then go through and just debate the games from the weekend. So we'll start off with the Panthers. Big win Friday night, 56-39 over the Elks. You want to start us off with that?
Yeah, so this was the first time the Elders put up two 50-point games since 2008. We all know how that team did. Peyton Ramsey, 178 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and then he threw for 216 with 2 more touchdowns. Not to mention Javari Portis, 27 rushes, 195 yards, and 2 TDs. The Panthers' offense was on point.
Right, and I think it's important to realize that how their offense struggled last week at Eds, and they came back this week and really dominated and ran down the Elks' throats. So it was a good win for the Panthers. Big game Friday against X.
Yeah, GC opener for the Panthers. X just beat Moore 14-10 at Nippert. All right, we'll go into UC. UC suffered a tough loss against Memphis last week, 53-46. Highlight of the day, obviously, was freshman Hayden Moore coming in, broke Greg Cook's record for 554 passing yards in a game. He had 557. Gunnar Q update, he's listed day-to-day on the UC media notes with a neck injury, but Tommy Tuberville decided that Hayden Moore gets the call. I think that's a good decision for the Bearcats. Hayden Moore did a really great job last week, and I think we'll do the same this week. But some stats here. UC's -10 in the turnover margin, and Miami is a +8. So I think the key to this game is if UC can hold on to the ball, it's going to be a closer game. But if UC can't, because we all know their defense is going to struggle, it all comes down to if Hayden Moore can protect the ball and if they can create some turnovers on the defensive side.
Right, and I like the decision by Tommy coming out early and saying Moore's the starter because Keel, give him some rest. He got destroyed against Memphis. Give him some rest. You got a bye week coming up. Let Moore start this game Thursday night against Miami. It's a huge game. Nippert Stadium's going to be packed. I like the Bearcats to win it. They need to because, going to BYU, that's going to be another tough game. Starting out 2-4, that's not what you want to do. So I think the Bearcats will pull this.
I'm going to take my UC bias here, and I'm going to pick UC. I think that with the crowd and no blackout and everything like that, they're the number 1 offense in the nation. They average 622 yards a game. I think that's going to be too much for the Miami defense. So I'm going to take the Bearcats.
I think it's a good choice. Let's cut over to UK. My Wildcats, big win Saturday night against Missouri, 25th ranked Missouri. The big discussion coming in was Patrick Tolles. Can he be the starting quarterback? A lot of discussion was can they start a freshman in Drew Barker, but they decided to stick with Patrick Tolles, which is the right decision, of course, because he's a veteran. And Patrick Tolles really came out and played well. Missouri couldn't stop him, and they ended up winning by 8 points. I thought the defense is. Everyone thought that was going to be a big worry this year, struggling, but they really have come out the last 2 games and played really well against Florida and now Missouri. So the defense, who knew that winning games for the Wildcats? They play Eastern Saturday. That to be a win. They'll be going 4-1 into a Thursday night game against Auburn. Huge chance to go 5-1 because Auburn's really struggling. So you never know what's going to happen with the SEC East. So.
All right, so we'll go to the NFL with the Bengals. Andy Dalton and AJ Green were the headline for the Bengals, leading the win. Defense was a tale of 2 halves, though. First half, 0 points. The second half, they gave up 24. But the interesting fact for me is the Bengals trailed for 8 seconds and scored on the first play.
Yeah.
And they've only trailed for 1:54 all year, and that happened yesterday.
Right.
AJ Green made fantasy owners happy with 10 catches for 227 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I think
38 fantasy points, by the way.
I think the biggest thing, though, this year so far is Andy Dalton's ability to not turn the football. He has 8 touchdowns and only has 1 interception. So I think it's been the key for the Bengals. And they got the Chiefs this week. All right, so who you got, Donovan?
Bengals and Chiefs, I don't know. Because it's at home, I think that gives the Bengals a big advantage. But the Chiefs are going to be – they didn't look too good Monday night, so we'll have to see how they perform. But I like the Bengals in this one.
Yeah, I like the Bengals, too, in this one. This starts the huge stretch for the Bengals with Ben Roethlisberger going down for 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
Michael Vick's not the old Michael Vick. I don't think he's able to carry a team and keep them in the race. So if the Bengals want to get a huge jump on the AFC North, it has to start this week against the Chiefs. Right. All right. Upcoming slate for other Elder sports. Elder Soccer has a game this Saturday, October 3rd, against Dakota West at the Pack. And then they play next Tuesday, October 6th versus LaSalle at the Pack. Elders is 8-1-1 in the year, and I think they'll be 10-1-1 when that's all said and done.
Hope so.
And then for cross country, they have a meet October 3rd, the Fairmont Firebird Invitational, and then the next week they have the Ross Invitational. Question of the day, or thought of the day, I guess you could say. A recent report from Bleacher Report showed 3 Browns players called out Mike Bettine for not starting Johnny Manziel versus Oakland. One of the quotes was, "I love both Johnny and Josh, but it's effed up when you have Johnny come in and play well and has proven to the team that he's the right person for the job. It's frustrating to him and us when you sit a player down when he's playing well. Coach has got to understand you're messing up the chemistry and timing with the players, and it's messed up. Another quote is, when Johnny's in the game, it puts the defense on edge. He doesn't just sit in the pocket, he makes plays. Coach has got to make that change. Now, so Donovan, what do you think? Should the Browns start Johnny or should they ride McCown?
The whole situation with the Browns right now is just a big dumpster fire because I don't think with either quarterback they're going to win football games. But I would start Manziel because McCown, he's a great guy, but he's not going to win games. He's not a playoff quarterback. So you might as well throw Johnny Football in there to see what he can do. But even if the players say Johnny Football, you got to start him because if they're saying it's messing up the chemistry, it's not. You can't start the other guy.
I think I agree with you on this. I think you learn a lot. I mean, people keep saying, "Oh, you're going to learn from McCown." Well, McCown's he's 17-34 as a starter in his career. What are you going to gain from leaving Manziel on the bench?
Right.
And I think he did a good job against the Jets. He went 13 for 24, 182 yards. He had a bomb to Benjamin, and then he ran for 35 yards. And then against the Titans, there's not enough sample size, in my opinion. He only threw the ball 15 times, 172 yards with 2 touchdowns. And the late game touchdown was the reason why they won.
Right, and the Titans are terrible. So.
Yeah, I think you drafted him for a reason. I think if you draft him like they did, I think he's the quarterback of the future. If that's not the plan, I don't know what is. I think you need to give him a chance because I think he gives the Browns the best chance of winning because Josh McCown, like they said, he only sits in the pocket. Well, with Manziel, you have to prepare because he can scramble like we've seen in college. So I think they should start Johnny Manziel.
That's the week one rundown. I'm Donovan Hester.
I'm Jacob Geiser. We'll see you guys next week.